What's going on, people? Thank you for joining me for a beer battle. Kronenbourg versus Kronenbourg. It's
Beer Monster Clock.
Thank you, Tyler. Right, get the hell out of here. I've got a beer review to do. Well, a beer battle. A scumbag beer battle. The reason it's a scumbag beer battle, as you may or may not know, Kronenbourg have decided to lower the ABV of their lager. Right. In France, if you drink Kronenbourg, it's 5.5%. That's what it's supposed to be. That's the way the French brew it. That's Kronenbourg. We've always been sent this stuff, which is 5% ABV Kronenbourg, as you can see on the can. 5% ABV Kronenbourg, right? Some people like it, some people don't. Personally, I find it a bit syrupy, but it's not the worst lager in the world. It's drinkable, but too much of it gave me a hangover sort of thing. One of them ones, definitely far from the worst, but bit too, it's got a lot of glucose syrup in it. But you know, some people love the stuff and have been drinking it for years, and that's what upsets me, because they've now brought out this bosh fancy new can. Just for a fancy new can? No, different beer. Of course, it says nothing about being a different beer on the can, does it? It's just a fancy new can. We'll just make everybody think it's a fancy new can. No new recipe, no new weaker version to save us loads of money on taxes version, nothing like that. They've made it 4.6%, much like Stella did and others have done, like Beck's is now 4%, blah, 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 blah. The list goes on and on and on. Kronenbourg have gone, we'll do that. Stupid arseholes in the UK don't know no different. They can't even tell. We'll just put it at 4.6, we won't even mention it. They'll buy it anyway, and I tell you what will be brilliant. 4.6 will save us money in the lower tax bracket. We'll charge them the same price. We'll literally water the beer down to save money and taxes, and we'll charge the stupid arseholes the same price. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I won't be drinking this anymore. But unless it surprises me, very, very, very rarely, sometimes ABV gets lowered and it's still quite good. Grolsch was one I've noticed. It's 4% now. It used to be like 5%, but it's actually still quite a decent beer, just a lighter Pilsner. But I think that's probably the only one. Anyway, we'll start with the 5% one, the one we're sort of used to. I've not tried this new version yet. I will be honest, if it's good, I'll tell you that it's good, you know. I did have a little look on the cans before I started the review, just to sort of speed it up a bit. The ingredients. The ingredients list is exactly the same, actually. And also, I found out that this version, this 5% version that I'm pouring now, is actually imported from Singapore. I got it from a corner shop, so it's not even a UK brewed one. But why should we have this issue? Why can't it be 5%, 5.5% like in France everywhere to start with? And then if they want to make a 4.6% version like this, call it Kronenbourg Light. Give people the option. If they want to pay that extra money in the higher tax bracket to drink a 5.5% beer, let them do it. Then make a cheaper, lighter version. It's not hard, is it? Just stop fooling people with the deceptive bullshit. Anyway, this is the 5% one. It looks all right, doesn't it? It's a nice, quite a dark golden colour. Big white head on there. They're both going in the Stella chalices to keep it fair. I've got these two new Stella chalices with me perfect draft, as you might have noticed in the background there. So we'll have perfect draft stuff coming onto the channel as well. So yeah, look out for that. I've got a Beck's cooling down at the minute. Not the 5% crap you get over here, 4% crap you get over here. The proper German stuff, the 4.9% stuff. Looking forward to that. Yeah, here's a look at the normal Kronenbourg, you know. It looks all right. Would there be any difference in looks? Probably not, to be fair, because people might notice then, you know. But what made me laugh is you can literally see these in the shop next to each other, where they're trying to get rid of the old stock in Tesco's. You can still see the old versions. I only got it from my one from the off license because I could buy one can of it. Unfortunately, I had to buy 4 cans of this new stuff, which I'm not holding high hopes for. Things I'd do to keep you lot happy, eh? Jesus Christ, it better be good. Right, now we've got the new one poured. As expected, not a lot of difference in colour there. You know, they're both about the same carbonation, same sort of head. I would actually say the new one is just a touch lower, which could mean they've used a slightly less malt. You know, or let's face it, they've watered it down. They've just watered it down. That's why it's slightly lighter, because it's been slightly watered down. That's what I think. Bastards, arseholes, isn't they? But anyway, let's just try them. Let's not bother with the aroma. There's Kronenbourg reviews for that. Let's just see if I can. This is all about the taste, right? Because otherwise I'll be here all bloody day when I. Do they taste different? Let's go in the original first. Just to remind myself of what Kronenbourg did taste like. Quite flavoursome. Trouble is with it, it is quite sweet from the glucose syrup, but that's not a bad lager. It's refreshing. It's got a bit of flavour to it. 5%. It's got a, you know, a respectable ABV. You know, malty. Not much in the way of bitterness. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But it ain't great. I'm not really a fan of Kronenbourg because of that glucose syrup, but I'd still say it's an average Euro lager. It's okay. It's acceptable. A Barbie or whatever is being passed about. You're not going to say, oh no, I'm not drinking that. It contains glucose syrup. You're just going to think, oh, I might have a bit of an headache in the morning, but that do sort of thing, you know. It's all right. Now, this new version, they could have gone, right, we're going to clean up our act here. We're going to make a 4.6% one. Yeah, but we're going to take that glucose syrup out. We're going to do what the Germans do and only use 3 ingredients in our lager. We're going to make a proper lager. Yes, it's going to be a little bit weaker so we can get below that tax thing, but we're going to write new improved recipe, lower ABV on the can. People might be, oh, I don't know, but when they try it, they'll be sold. They'll be like, well, fair enough, mate. You got rid of the syrup. You brewed a proper lager. They could have done that. They could have, if they gave a shit and wasn't just after your money. Why has this happened, you may say? Because Kronenbourg have been one of the ones that didn't change it, like Holsten Pils and that. Well, it's actually being brewed by Carlsberg now in the UK. What have Carlsberg done to their lager? 3.4% now, Carlsberg. 3.4%. Do me a favour, I might as well suck on my own breast milk, mightn't I, at this point? 3.4%. They've done it with Carlsberg. Of course, now that they've got the rights to brew Kronenbourg, give me that money. Make it rain. Anyway, let's try the bloody beer, shall we? Maybe it's better. Maybe it's better. And I've just done this big build-up. And I'll be like, actually, that's really nice. That could be funny. I have been told by one of the subscribers, Jamie, who has tried this. It's really nice. Let's see if Jamie's right, shall we? Cheers, everybody. Bosh. It's completely different. As usual, it's like, this is the Corona that we did have, the 5% one. This is like the pre-cum version of Kronenbourg, sorry. It's literally the pre-cum version. It's just been watered down. It's pre-cum. It's a pint of pre-cum now. It should be called Carlsberg, I'm getting mixed up about it. Kronenbourg 1664 pre-cum edition. It's just watered down. That's all it is. It's still got a slight syrupy taste to it. The only positive I'll give it, just on that first mouthfeel, it tastes slightly less syrupy. Why does it taste slightly less syrupy? Because it's got less alcohol in it. They've used less syrup because they didn't need to get the alcohol levels up as much. That's it. That's why it tastes slightly less syrupy. Same high price, of course. Less ingredients used in the beer. Slight, almost chemically taste actually towards the end on this one. Now I've gone in again. Was I getting that on this? That one's so much more flavoursome. It's got a better mouthfeel as well, which is probably because of the increased alcohol content. It's smoother. It's just a better beer. It's no contest. They've just brewed a crapper beer and selling it at the same price. It's wrong. They're bastards. That's what they are. Like, people need to boycott this. You know, it's go to Aldi or something and buy their cheap lagers that are, was it Rheinbacher, brewed by the German Purity Law, or Steinhaus or something like that. There's no reason to buy this new shit. It really ain't. You're not drinking a good beer. Much, much weaker taste. Slightly chemically bitterness on the finish. It reminds me of a Foster's or something now. Like before Foster's got lowered, because of course they've done it as well. When Foster's was 4%, it reminds me a bit like that actually. Maybe if you miss the old Foster's, give it a go. But it ain't good, and it's not as good as it was. Scumbags. I suggest you boycott it. Let me know if you've tried this new version of Kronenbourg 1664. Let me know if you used to love Kronenbourg 1664 before they lowered the ABV. You know, are you a fan of it? Do you still like it now they've lowered it? For me, they've completely tarnished their reputation and their product. They've just followed in Stella's shoes and just completely butchered their beer. And the most annoying thing is, so many people won't even notice. And that's why you got me here making a scumbag video to hopefully spread awareness to stop people buying it. But do me a favour, I've never asked this before, guys, from you, but can you share this video to your friends, any friends you've got that like beer? Share it. Just spread that awareness of these companies that continue to get away with this bullshit. If you go in like your supermarkets now, pick up a box of beer, think about it. What ones you can actually buy a multi-pack of for a barbecue? Stella, lowered ABV. Foster's, brewed in UK, lowered ABV. Of course, Stella also brewed in UK, lowered ABV like 3 times. Kronenbourg now, you can buy a box of that, lowered the ABV. What else you got? Beck's, now 4%, was 4.9, lowered ABV. You know, people even buy that now, they've sorted it. Budweiser, brewed in the UK, 4.5%, is stronger in America, lower ABV, brewed in the UK, crap version. What else is there? You know it's saying something when, for me, one of the best options you can bloody pick up is Brewdog Lost. You know, in a 10 box or whatever. What's better than Brewdog Lost? It's just, like, there's no good option anymore as far as buying a, it used to be a pack of 24 as well. It's like a 10 pack now, or 18 a max. You know, we're getting less beers in our crates and worse quality beers with less alcohol in. What good choice have you got now that's available in all your sort of big, as the Tesco, Morrison's, all that? They're all crap. They've all done it. You know, let's get a crate of German lager or something that you can buy in the supermarkets. People will soon stop buying that crap. They won't accept this. When people need that good German lagers and stuff to be on the adverts and stuff, you know, and stop advertising all this crap. Budweiser, King of Beers and stuff like that. Carlsberg, probably the best lager in the world. Best bullshitters in the world, that's what I say. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Sorry I've got a little bit angry. I'm just being honest. And I honestly think I was never a massive fan of Kronenbourg, but it was acceptable. I'd prefer it over like a Carlsberg or a Foster's, you know. It was half decent. Now, it's just pre-cum. It's just Kronenbourg 1664 pre-cum. So I don't think it's worth a buy. Boycott it, I say. Just out of principle as well. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to watch out for new Perfect Draft videos. And as I say, share the video, like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you've not done already. And thank you for your time. And of course, as always, bye-bye, darlings. Bash.